Winning couples, if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to let you know what you're about to see. Over on Instagram, I shared 3 short messages as we step into the new year. I shared my heart toward wives, and my husband shared his heart toward husbands. And then I shared my heart toward couples. These messages are meant for you all to watch together, not to strengthen sides, but to strengthen the whole marriage. So wherever you are on this journey, I hope you'll go ahead and check it out. Calling all my ladies, wives. As we step into this new year, here is something I want you to consider. Carrying everything doesn't automatically make you strong. Sometimes it means you've just been over-functioning for a very long time. See, so many of us carry the weight of the marriage, not because we want to. We carry it because we learn to from watching our mama, our grandmama, our aunties. I'm from Texas, we say auntie. Sometimes we carry it out of necessity, out of survival, out of being really capable. But hear me, capability can quietly turn into control, and control can slowly erode collaboration, even in a good marriage. Now, hear me, this isn't about beating you up or definitely not bashing your husband, but it is about you admitting when you are tired. It's really about asking a different question this year. What if you ask yourself, what am I still holding on to that is wearing me out? And what might happen if I stopped carrying it alone? Releasing responsibility is not lowering your standards. It's about creating a space for shared ownership. I want you to research this. In long marriages, resentment rarely comes in from doing too little. It usually comes from doing too much silently. So, as we move into this new year, I want you to consider this. A healthier marriage may not require you doing more. It may require you doing differently. And if you don't know what different looks like, that's okay. Awareness is the first step toward alignment. We often hear happy wife, happy life. Well, I believe in marriage, we want both people to be seen, valued, and to be equally invested in the I do. We have your back. We have your husband's back. We have the marriage's back over here. Here's to an incredible new year. Husbands, for this new year, I wanted you to hear directly from a man, not because I don't speak to husbands. I do that every day, but because I really respect that certain things are better heard man to man. So I asked my husband, what was his heart to men for the new year? I asked him to come and share.
Fellas, I know how easy it is to get caught up in what we know how to do as husbands. We're handling business. We're protecting our families. We're providing. We're doing what we were taught to do, and none of that is wrong. We need to keep doing that. But if I'm honest, there have been seasons where I was doing all of that and Robin still wasn't satisfied. For a long time, I just didn't understand why, and I get a bit agitated. But what I've learned is that provision alone doesn't meet every need in a marriage. There's also an emotional need, a need for connection, and that's something a lot of us just were never taught how to do. I wasn't taught how to create vision for my marriage. I wasn't taught how to talk about where we were going and who we were becoming and how to regularly connect with my wife's heart. And here's what I've learned over time. As a former high-level politician, as a pastor, as a husband and a girl dad, if I'm not speaking vision, if I'm not helping set direction, if I'm not initiating connection, things will be off track. That's where you hear me talk so much about vision. That's why I'm so supportive of the couples playbook for my wife. Not because I'm trying to push a product, but because I understand the power of a plan. I've seen it in leadership, I've seen it in ministry, and I've seen it in my own home. When a husband uses his voice to set vision and his heart to stay connected, it changes the atmosphere of the family. If I could give you one piece of advice going into this year, it would be this. Lean into your wife, not just with solutions, not just with provisions, but with presence. When you do that, when you do that, you might be surprised what happens, not just in your marriage, but in your entire family.
Y'all, this is the heart of what I believe in marriage is really about. Vision matters, connection matters, and strong families don't happen by accident. They're built when husbands and wives intentionally lead together toward the same future. We're wishing you an incredible year. Winning couples. I've given a message to wives. My husband gave a message to husbands. And now I want to speak to both of you. As we step into the new year, here is something I want you to consider. We've all heard the phrase, happy wife, happy life, but I believe in marriage, we don't believe in one-sided happiness. We believe in marriages where both people are seen, valued, and are invested in the I do. In so many marriages, one person is carrying all of the weight, and the other person may not even realize it, not because they don't care, but because roles were assumed and not discussed. And see, what happens over time is that survival turns into frustration, into distance, and into resentment. And the issue usually isn't effort, is that the two of you just aren't on the same page. Healthy marriages aren't built on balance. Let me repeat that. Healthy marriages are not built on balance. They're built on shared vision. Vision questions like, where are we going? What matters most to us? And how do we support each other in this season of life? When vision is clear, responsibility gets lighter. When connection is intentional, resentment loses its grip. So I want you to go ahead and listen to this video again, because as we move into this new year, I want you not to consider what your spouse should change, but what the two of you need to clarify together. And you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to talk about it. And I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to keep saying, and I believe in marriage. We believe strong marriages don't happen by accident. They're built with intention. Here's to an incredible year. Okay, if you watched all three messages, then thank you for staying with us. Our heart at I Believe in Marriage is simple. We believe in marriages where both people are felt, seen, and valued. In these messages, I hope that it resonated with you. And if so, I hope you'll stay connected with all of the resources we have to offer. There are a few of them in the description below. Thanks for being here, and here's to an incredible year.